Okay, let's unpack this. We've gathered a stack of material straight from the recent Bloomberg Tech Summit. A real treasure trove of conversations, leaders across tech, business, even national security. Our mission today really is to filter all that down for you, pull out the crucial insights, the surprising bits, the big picture shifts so you can get informed quickly, understand what's, actually moving the needle.
Yeah, and we're diving into some fascinating areas. The tech industry's changing relationship with defense, for one.
Right.
Then there's AI, obviously. The strides, the challenges from the giants down to the startups.
And robotics.
Robotics working alongside humans, yeah. And even how companies like Uber are rethinking their connection with you, the user.
It's quite a mix. High-level strategy, but also those nitty-gritty details that show where things are really headed. Let's jump right in. So a theme that kind of emerged from the summit, maybe feels like a bit of a throwback, is Silicon Valley's changing stance towards defense. Sources highlighted this idea of a return to grace, maybe, or a patriotic underpinning, guiding tech back towards its origins.
That historical context is really interesting, actually. Silicon Valley, it didn't just pop up selling apps, you know?
Yeah.
Its foundation involved serious throughway investment. Military, academia, and private industry. They were solving big problems back then, like computing naval ballistic trajectories, stuff like that.
World War stuff.
Exactly. And for a long time, that connection kind of weakened. You got this perception of the public sector being slow, out of sync with private innovation. So this shift, it signals a potential realignment, a big one.
And you can see this reflected in the money, right?
Right.
The actual cash flowing into defense tech.
Yeah.
And Dural came up a lot in our sources. They just closed a huge funding round.
That's right. A massive Series G, $2.5 billion.
Yeah.
At a $30.5 billion post-money valuation. This isn't just like another startup round. It's serious private capital going into national security, into manufacturing problems, stuff that maybe wasn't so popular on Sand Hill Road before.
And Founders Fund put in $1 billion.
$1 billion, yeah.
Yeah.
Their largest check ever. It really underscores the conviction here. And the demand for the round was apparently huge, like 8 to 10 times oversubscribed.
Even though they're not rushing to IPO.
Right. They're building for the medium term, not an immediate exit. That tells you something.
And Anduril's focus, the sources noted, is really on building the capacity, tackling the biggest national security problems, with a real emphasis on manufacturing, on production.
Which brings up the big question, why now? Why this sudden, intense appetite for defense, for manufacturing, from investors and the Valley?
Yeah, what's driving it?
Part of it, as discussed at the summit, is starkly strategic. It's planning for, potential future conflicts, particularly concerning China and securing critical stuff like rare earths, chips.
So supply chains become a national security issue.
Exactly. They talk specifically about shoring up their supply chain.
Yeah.
Deliberately sourcing Tier 1 suppliers from allies, from the U.S. It's viewed as a core national security asset, not just, a trade thing.
Yeah, and the urgency seems real.
It does. They mention specific timelines. Xi Jinping's stated goal for Taiwan by 2027. That gives a very, very short window, maybe 18 months, 2 years.
To build domestic chip capacity. And harden supply chains.
Right. This isn't theoretical anymore. It means every company, especially critical ones, needs a concrete plan now.
It sounds like it's forcing a very practical, very rapid response.
It is. And interestingly, they also kind of clarified things around big defense projects, like the Golden Dome air defense system. The suggestion was it won't be just one company like Anduril or Lockheed building the whole thing. It's more likely a mosaic, different companies' tech working together.
Collaboration even among competitors.
Which is a notable shift in itself.
Okay, so from defense strategy, let's pivot. The topic that's, everywhere. AI. Sundar Pichai from Alphabet, Google. He had some striking perspectives at the summit.
Yeah, really interesting. One of the most fascinating points was about future competition in AI. I mean, Google's investing massively, right? Yeah. $75 billion CapEx plan for 2025.
Huge numbers, powering things like Vertex AI.
Which saw, 40x usage growth? Incredible scale. And yet, Pichai said, basically, 3 years from now, there will be a company which will be dominant in this age, which we don't even know the name of today.
Wow. That is incredibly bold. Predicting the current leaders might not be the ultimate winners in just a few years.
It really speaks to the speed, the potential for disruption here.
Yeah.
He also tackled that big worry people have, AI and jobs, especially engineering jobs.
Right, the fear that AI just takes over coding.
His argument is different. Yes, AI will do more coding, with engineers directing and doing QA, but Google actually plans to keep expanding its engineering ranks into 2026.
Really? So why?
His thesis is that AI boosts engineer productivity so dramatically, frees them from mundane tasks, that they can focus on higher value stuff. This accelerates innovation, creates new products, new businesses.
Which then need more people.
Exactly, at least in the near to medium term. It's AI as an innovation engine, creating new demands.
That's a different picture. We also got the Microsoft perspective.
Yeah.
Aparna Channapragada, she framed the current AI moment historically.
Yeah, she called it the 1995 equivalent of the internet shift, basically saying we're still super early.
So much more to come.
Right, and they're already seeing tangible efficiency gains now. In knowledge work especially, automating workflows, summarizing docs, like having a basic digital assistant, saving real money and time.
But they said it's moving beyond just efficiency, towards effectiveness.
Powered by deep reasoning, that was the term. The example was their researcher agent in Copilot.
Ah, yes, the super smart chief of staff.
Exactly. It doesn't just search the web, it searches your stuff. Old emails, files, to prep you for a meeting based on your context. That feels like a genuine superpower for productivity.
But they also stress the foundations, right? Security, safety.
Crucial. Security, safety, compliance, and governance. They use that phrase, innovate at the speed of trust.
Catchy. But important for businesses.
Absolutely. For big enterprises, AI can't just be a side project, a snack. It needs to be the main meal, adopted company-wide. And that demands huge focus on governance, security, alongside the smarts. It's a balancing act.
So the giants are pushing hard. But navigating these challenges is key.
Totally. And speaking of navigating complexity, let's talk about LLM Arena, a startup tackling, well, the wild west of evaluating all these large language models.
Right, because how do you know which AI is best? They all generate text. They're not perfectly consistent.
Exactly the problem. LLM Arena's platform lets users basically battle models, put them side by side, give them the same prompt, and vote on which response is better.
Crowdsourcing the evaluation.
Yep. And that data feeds public leaderboards for different tasks, coding, writing, math, whatever.
And they raise a lot of money for a seed round. $100 million.
That's what the sources said, yeah. And they explained why. Running the platform is seriously expensive. Serving millions of users costs tens of millions in inference.
Just the compute costs to run the models.
Compute. So the funding is basically to cover that and keep scaling. Their business model is selling these reliable AI insights, especially to businesses trying to figure out which models to actually use.
Makes sense.
They feel their approach, lots of new users voting, prevents gaming the system. And interestingly, like others, they highlighted talent acquisition, accessing global experts, immigration challenges. That same theme keeps popping up.
That need for specialized talent, yeah.
Yeah.
It connects defense, AI startups.
It really does. Okay, shifting from digital chatbots to the physical world, agility robotics and their humanoid robots.
The ones that look kind of like people working warehouses.
Those are the ones. And what's fascinating, maybe counterintuitive, is the biggest hurdle to scaling them isn't just hardware, it's safety.
Safety. How so?
Well, right now, they often work in restricted zones, work cells, where humans don't go. The goal is for them to work with humans, side by side, safely, on the factory floor, maybe eventually in homes.
So making sure they don't bump into people or cause accidents?
Exactly. It's a huge interaction challenge. Their next-gen robot is specifically designed for cooperatively safe proximity. They do tasks like moving bins, boxes, but they're meant to be multi-purpose switch tasks.
And AI helps them learn.
AI has supercharged development, yeah. They can teach robots new skills faster, basically trading engineering hours for compute hours, running simulations and training.
Interesting trade-off. And their manufacturing.
Mostly U.S.-based, only about 1% parts from China, they said. Big supply chain advantage. They also had a take on U.S. versus China in robotics, suggesting the U.S. leads in actual deployment. China has flashy videos, demos, but Agility's robots are doing real 8-hour shifts, lifting heavy stuff. And again, they stress needing basic U.S. research grants, immigration for talent.
Same story. Innovation needs capital and people. Okay, let's switch gears slightly. Uber. A company lots of us use daily. Their CEO talked about a strategic shift in how they see customers.
Yeah, focusing on the lifetime relationship. They used to treat rides and eats almost like separate things.
Right, different apps felt separate.
Now the strategy is integration, viewing you as one Uber customer overall, not just a rider or just an eater.
And the goal is getting more people using multiple products.
Definitely. They've already boosted that from about 1 in 5 users to maybe a third, aiming for over 50%.
How are they doing that?
Through small, personalized things, like offering you a coffee order ready for pickup near your destination while you're still in your Uber ride.
Ah, linking the services seamlessly.
Exactly. Building those integrations needs tight collaboration between their teams and tech. Their membership, Uber One, 30 million members.
Yeah.
That also pushes multi-product use, boosts transactions, satisfaction.
Making the platform stickier, part of more daily routines.
That's the idea. And finally, just tying things together. Across all these sources, there was talk about other exciting AI applications beyond just making businesses more efficient.
What else stood out?
Well, accessibility was mentioned. Things like real-time captions, audio cues for low vision, built into wearables.
That's powerful.
Also accelerating autonomous vehicles, analyzing complex health data for, say, diagnostics or personalized medicine. Even simpler stuff like AI helping plan meals for tricky diets.
Practical help.
Yeah. And many see it evolving towards a team of agents, specialized AIs working together to boost your productivity beyond what one chatbot can do alone.
So wrapping this up, we've covered a lot. Silicon Valley's return to defense, massive funding, geopolitical strategy shaping supply chains.
Tech giants betting billions on AI. Startups like LLM Arena trying to make sense of it all.
Humanoid robots learning to work safely beside us. Uber wanting to integrate deeper into our daily lives.
What's really clear is that tech isn't just changing in silos, it's fundamentally reshaping entire industries. National security, manufacturing, how you work, commute, manage your health. The lines are blurring fast between software, hardware, even geopolitics.
And thinking back to Sundar Pichai's comment that a dominant AI player might emerge in just 3 years, someone we don't even know now.
Yeah, it really makes you pause, doesn't it? With change happening this fast, how might your daily life, your job, maybe even global dynamics, how might they look drastically different just a few years down the road because of all this? What from today's deep dive really stands out to you?